right, mate, what's good? Well, I'm really excited for this week's episode of Heng Time. Our next guest has 22 wins worldwide. He is your 2016 Open champion and one of the captains of Majesticks GC. It's Henrik Stenson. Let's have a chat. Hi, Henrik. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. This is obviously a golf course that's going to test your patience and certainly a lot of strategy involved. So what do you see when you get to a hole like that where the tee shot is so crucial?
Well, this is the first time I'm playing this front nine now, so I'm going straight off Lordy's information, which is not always accurate, but until proven otherwise, I'll trust it for now. And he's asked me to hit a drive just on the right edge of these cross bunkers up here. So should I try and do that, and we'll see what's on the other side? To
be fair, there's been 5 groups that have come through here, and I think that's a similar line, other than Bryson.
Okay, well, normally I don't try and take the same line as Bryson.
That's not the line, but I think you're right.
It's close enough though, right?
Oh yeah, that's good. I know in an interview you said, this was a long time ago, you said the Scottish Open back in 2016, when you didn't win there, it really hurt you. But that kind of motivated you to then go ahead and win in 2016 at Troon. Fast forward to Bedminster. When you won there, your very first LIV event, obviously you had some disappointing news that was surrounding the Ryder Cup and the captaincy. How much of that win was motivated by all that was happening around you and all the noise that was happening around you?
Only about 100%.
Only 100?
Yeah, only 100%.
Yeah, I mean, what was going through your mind when you first teed it up in Bedminster?
No, I hadn't come off a good summer playing wise. Even though I've been working with my team, and there were a few things that were kind of close, and I just kept on sticking to those things. But no question, I mean, the win in New York is, a top 3 kind of on the mental side achievements. I think coming with not playing great and more or less by pure willpower, I'd say, put everything together and went out and got the win. I think the golf course is a course that really suits me if I'm playing well. So that was clearly in my favor, but you still got to go out and do it. And I take big pride in that win for that reason. Yeah,
well, you're definitely stoic, and a nickname that's been given to you has been Iceman for probably most of your career. How would you describe yourself if I were to describe yourself in 3 words?
On the golf course?
No, just in general, as a human being.
Yeah, because I think that's why, I've heard that quite a lot, that people tend to be, okay, you're funny, or you this and that, because they just see like a guy in a cap and a pair of sunglasses really focus on what he does out on the course. But I'd say I'm pretty, I like to have a good time, like joking around. This is hard. I mean, describing yourself is like
handsome.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Athletic.
Yeah, I think let's stick to those things. All right, handsome, talented, and funny.
I like that. Well, you and Lordy has been Gareth Lord for everyone who's listening. You guys been together for on and off total about 9 years, as you told me on the range.
Is that why you're holding a 9-iron?
Wow. It's like there's no discussion here. It's just like
152 meters will leave us 95 front. You're coming down just left of the rubber ring.
Okay, so for our viewers at home, we do have this thing called our live mics, LIV mics, right? So our caddies get mic'd up. And quite often you guys speak a completely different language. So just decipher what you just said to him in layman terms.
Basically, we've got 250 meters to the front of the green, but we can't go for it because there's a great big tree in the way, and there's a little pond to the right, well, a stream. So we're going to have to lay up. So we're going to lay up to 95 front, which means it's a 9-iron from here.
Okay. And how far do you hit your 9?
We work in
meters.
We work in meters, yeah. So the 150 is about 165 yards that we want to hit this downwind now.
Yeah. And you gotta start this like pretty much left of the porta, right? The potty?
Wants to go on the,
Just coming down left of the rubber ring.
Yeah, okay. Okay. There's something about the way you hit a golf ball, Henrik. I remember I first saw you, I think this was in Singapore when you played the Singapore Open. And I watched you on the range and you just make such a different sound when it comes to hitting the golf ball. Do you feel that way when you walk on the range? Do you notice that, or you just?
Yeah, I think, I mean, iron play has always been a strong part of my game. I think there's 10 or 15 guys that kind of have a little bit more of a different sound compression. Sergio's always had that too, I'd say, and you know, a bunch of others that we don't need to mention now, but it's a good sound. And from knowledge though, it sounds even better on TV, on the mics.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. It definitely does. This is what our effects audio guy does in the background. He just goes, turns up the fader and make you sound good.
Yeah, no.
But have you always been that way in terms of ball striking brilliance as a kid growing up?
It was. I mean, way back in the day, I was quite short. I didn't grow very early, so in my early junior days, I haven't always been this tall and beautiful.
Those would not be the words that I would use to describe you, but okay.
But it was interesting because I was quite short. I didn't hit it very far. So then you have to rely more on short game, pitching and putting. But then once I got bigger and taller, then iron play, ball striking has always been kind of the fundamental part of my game. I think the biggest kind of step that I made was back in 2005, working with Pete Cowan. We really worked on my short game, and that kind of elevated my game to a new level, because I was a good ball striker, but I probably, what could have been a 66 was a 68 or 69, and then you always feel like I left a few shots out there, and then I really sharpened my bunker play, pitching and chipping, and you know, instead of a bad day of 74, that was a 71, and the 66 turned up instead of a 68, and so forth. So, but the ball striking, yes, has always been lots of fairways and greens. I think that will
help in the game of golf.
Yeah, it's always been there, and you know, you're going to be suited better for a certain style of golf. I think you know, major championships and big golf courses always suited. Anywhere where pars are kind of tough has always been suited me. So
this course should suit you.
Yeah, historically, like if the winning score is 29 under, then that hasn't been kind of my type of golf. It's been more just around double digits. That tends to be, because then you're getting more birdies are hard come by, and pars are still a pretty good score. And if you then hit fairways and solid iron shots into hearts or greens and two putts, and you know, you move on, and that's kind of been...
Makes sense. I mean, that's why you won at Bedminster. That's exactly what you needed to do there. You know, it's not an easy golf course. You really have to have your ball striking. As they like to call it, it's a big boy golf course. Speaking of big boys, your son is an avid golfer himself. He's arguably funnier than you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know, does that say a lot about him or me?
That's probably more about you than him.
Okay.
But, you know, obviously you have been through everything that he's going through at the moment, being a young, upcoming golfer.
Yeah.
What's the one single advice that you try to really drill it in his mind for him to learn from you?
Listen to his coach, because he doesn't listen at me. What do I know about golf? It's
not
funny
much.
That no, exactly.
Just, you know, 22 wins.
I asked Ian that the other time at Lake Nona. I said, "Does Luke listen to you?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's come around." You know, he's like,
he's come around.
Yeah, he's like, you know, at the time he was maybe 17, 18. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you feel like just because I'm his dad, he doesn't want to take advice. I think that's part of it. But I get through to him every now and again, and he's, in all honesty, I mean, I've always put the bar pretty high on myself in terms of how I view what I do, and I'll probably do the same with him because he's doing.
But he
really
sounds the same too. He sounds like someone who expects a lot out of himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree,
No,
I guess.
doesn't,
But
no.
he's a lot better at 14. I mean, I started playing when I was 11, 12-ish, really. So he's miles ahead at 14 where I was at that time. So trying to just like get across like strategy, which is hard to a 14-year-old, and all these things and what to practice on. But he kind of he does a lot of good things, and you know, whether he's going to make it as a golfer, it's always hard to tell, and so on, following in daddy's footsteps. But he's in a
big
good place,
shoes to fill, but
but he's got good game, and he's keen on it. It's all that's come from him. He wants to be out there and play in practice, and we obviously try and support that and take him to events and all the rest.
well, he certainly is very talented, and I'm sure we're gonna watch him play pretty soon, probably 10 years time, right?
It'll take a lot of money.
Maybe Lordy can caddy for him.
It's a glimpse into my future.
All right, now this is a tricky third shot. This green has a lot of slope. You have not a flat lie, which is something that you're not going to find a lot out here this week.
But you see now why you wouldn't try and take that on from 250 meters.
Yeah.
Half of the ball is going to be in the water, one's going to clip the tree, and one's going to be on the green, and it's just
Not worth it.
Not good options there, is
the
it?
reward is not worth the risk, really.
Yeah.
How far do we have?
103 on a 7 o'clock.
Okay. So it's
7 o'clock's down from
more
the
or less
left.
a full lob wedge.
Full lob
So
is straight at it.
Full 58 degree.
And when you see something like that, where are you trying to advise him to?
This occasion,
To end
pitch it
up.
in the hole. No, literally, you would go straight at it.
Have you heard that? Get up. I mean, he's a pretty good listener, I'd say.
I've only ever asked him to just obey simple instructions.
That's
all I ever
says.
ask.
Like, just
Just
obey
roll it
simple
out.
instructions. All right. I guess I did. That's a pretty good shot.
People say in the face of adversity, you learn a lot about yourself, and you certainly learn a lot about the people around you. I know how much the Ryder Cup meant to you and your passion for the Ryder Cup. And I know how much that captaincy meant to you. What did you learn about yourself when all that was going down?
No, it was obviously not the best of times. Well, what do you learn? I guess you learn that you can't keep everybody happy. So you got to do what's right for you. I guess that's kind of tends to be the lesson. I think in golf, I mean, we've been very, shielded from a lot of controversy in the past, and I guess these last couple of years have been the first time where it's been getting a bit ugly, if we put it that way. And I think a lot of the golfers, I mean, there's been some people that not been happy about certain players at certain times, but not to the extent that we've experienced in the last couple of years. But also, I mean, when you have a good support team around you and everything, you got to be able to set aside, like, what happens on social media isn't a true reflection of the world either. So there's always going to be people who want to, show their opinions about things and unhappiness. But all in all, it's a shame that the world of golf ended up where it did. I don't think that was necessary from the beginning, but due to certain people not wanting to sit down and talk in the initial stages, we kind of ended up where we ended up, and that had certain other ramifications. But it is what it is, and we can only move on from here, and hopefully there will be some kind of resolutions going forward.
Is that something that you still want to do and want to be a part of?
I think there's bigger questions. I think some decision makers need to sit down and figure it out how they think that this should work out going forward. And once they've done that, hopefully in what some of us consider the right way, we can discuss some of the other things around Ryder Cups and captaincies and so on going forward. But I think there's other steps that needs to be taken before you go there.
Yeah, well, You're in kind of, I guess, the second phase of your career. When all is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I think I've already put my legacy on the golf course. Most of that has been done throughout these last 25 years. You know, I've been lucky enough to win a lot of great golf tournaments, be part of a lot of great teams in the sport, and you know, we're also designing golf courses. That'd be fun to leave that behind. A couple of good golf courses here and there. So
what's your trademark?
I think I just want to have something that's fun to play. It's playable for most types of golfers, which is always a challenge. And then less is more, I think.
I like that.
Yeah, risk and reward, lots of options. Shall I continue?
No, that's a...
All right. I think we better continue with this
Yes,
program here
right.
now before the guys fall asleep. All right. I guess we made birdie.
Oh, we did? Okay, all right.
Alrighty. Good enough?
Well, Henrik, thank you so much for your time. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always good fun.
Thank you.
And yeah, play well this week.
All right.
And good luck to the Majesticks. Home game.
Home game.